Hello there, my name is Scott Udall. I am a master's student at the University of Edinburgh, where I study the intersection of science and religion. And I just wanted to make a quick comment on the Westboro trip that I went on with the team this summer and the methodology that is relevant to the critical empathic approach. So, quick definition, normativity. A norm is a belief that one has about how they and others should act. And it's pretty easy to conceptualize, the Westboro Baptist Church's, broader reputation as being framed normatively. So people in the Westboro Baptist Church have norms, and they want other people to behave in a certain way, and then the people outside of the church want them to behave in a certain way, and that generates conflict. And when someone breaks one of your norms, you have two options that tend to happen automatically, cognitively. Number one, you can take action or you can learn. And when you take action, it is usually to try and make the other person behave in a way that vibes with how you feel. So you might rebuke them, or you might ignore them so you don't have to perceive the norm breaking, or more extremely, you might ostracize them. And when you learn, you in some way change your norm. So that might just mean that the norm fundamentally changes, or you make some sort of justification for why this situation made it okay for the norm to be broken. And either way, you just automatically have to respond because norms are baked into the way that our brains function. And so the thing that's kind of fascinating is that if you're taking a critical empathic approach to research, especially in a normatively charged situation like at Westboro, you can't just get an easy action and you can't just make an easy justification because you are having empathy and you are thinking critically. Things become much more complex. And when one cannot take action easily or learn easily to deal with a norm breaking, that generates a feeling of what is called cognitive dissonance, which is an experience of discomfort when a norm or a belief is not being met in the way that one expects. And being at Westboro, to be absolutely honest, was a lot of experiencing cognitive dissonance. It was a very intense weekend in a lot of ways because my norms and the norms that I was being exposed to were incredibly different. So if I went through this discomfort, why do I see the critical empathic approach as being potential for really good social science research? Well, this is one of my favorite philosophers, Charles Sanders Peirce, and he developed an argument that essentially stated, any form of meaningful learning has to be done through discomfort. Okay, so if you hold on to your beliefs as an axiom and are not going to learn anything, or if you go for an easy action or an easy point of learning, you're not going to actually advance your research. And that's ultimately the goal for everyone who's engaging in scholarly work. And so the critical empathic approach actually puts you in a headspace where you can learn more than you would have otherwise. I think that's really impressive. Now, you need logistical support to be able to do this because it does put stress on you. And that's why having a team of people working alongside you is so important, to maintain that atmosphere of empathy, to do daily critical debriefs, and maybe most importantly, giving each other emotional support. And so, Annalise, Alex, Jason, and Dr. Gray were out there with me and did an amazing job of all three of these things. And it really provided a ton of value. And for the entire rest of the staff who was supporting us and preparing us for the weekend, did the same thing. And so you really need that all-star team in order to do this right. And if you can, I think that you'll end up learning something. And I think that you can produce valuable research. And, I expect that the rest of my colleagues are presenting some really interesting stuff to y'all. And I hope that it's something that you enjoy. So thank you.